Hi guys, we're back again. For some reason it just died on me there, so we're back again. So what we're doing at the moment is experimenting with the synth sounds. Not one or two people told me what's the sound like on the Tyros. This is the Tyros, the one at the bottom. So I'm going through all the sounds. There's about 30 of them. We've got a quarter through. So it gives you an idea what the sounds sound like, if you get what I mean. So at the moment we're on a simple compensation, and what I was saying is that when they've got the name with the lead on the back, that means that it's a monophonic. But if you have a sound without lead on, then you can play chords. And of course you've still got the modulation wheel. It sounds like it tightens it up like a bit of a string. Bring it back a bit. It sounds like there's 2 or 3 sounds bouncing off each other there. Bring it right back down. The 3 or 4 bouncing backwards and forwards. It's quite cool, that. So yeah, that's interesting. And so that was simple compo. This one's a ballad compo. So now we're bringing into the full synth sounds. It's also a chord system. It's got a modulation that will bring in the LFO. Or a bit of a bounce anyway. Bring that right to the top. We'll see what that sounds like. Wow, 70 space age. Got a nice whirly sound. Okay, next one is a Heaven Bell. And that's not got league at the end, so it's obviously a full chord system again. Nice. So there's loads of sounds in there. Hey Colin, how you doing? Just experimenting with all these sounds on the synth side. There's 3 banks of each synth, so you've got about 30 different synth sounds. And a bit like you've not really checked all your sounds that's on these things. They are so many. So that's a lovely sound, that is. And that's a Heaven's Bell, that one is. But if you bring your modulation wheel up, that gives you that. There's the full normal, but if you bring it right to the top, that brings in a 3 or 4 layers of that same sound. And that's without bringing the left hand on, because if you bring the left hand on, you can put another layer on top though, you know, so it's quite amazing the sound that will come out there. But just by bringing the modulation wheel all up, it gives you a layer of 4 sounds. But as you know, if you put your left hand on, then basically left control, you can actually put another cool sound over the top of that. And that's a Galaxy EP piano there, but we could actually change it to some bells. Or some sweet stacks. Electric piano. Or just go back to the synth. It's got some nice layers on it already. And then bring the modulation back down again. It gives you that sound, a nice tremolo sound that you're in a big hall. And that's why it's called Heaven Bell. Okay, the next one is a bright pad bell. So this one could be a little bit more high pitch. Yeah, a little bit there. It's got to travel with it. Bring up the modulation wheel. I see this one blanks it down. So this one comes out more lively when the modulation is off, but we can go halfway. And it's got that nice reverb again and delay. That's a bright pad bell. A bright pad bell, that one. Okay, moving on to the next section. So this is the soft square. That's an interesting one. Bring some modulation up. Okay, so that one's fixed to the vibrato. Is it a modulation full chord? No, it's got a portamento on. You can do, I don't think, no, you can't do chords on it, so it's a full lead one, this one is. So it's got the full slide on there, on the portamento. Let's bring the modulation wheel up. Just brings the vibration over. It takes out the modulation and it takes out a bit more portamento there. It sounds like War of the Worlds. Bring it back down again. Yeah, that's definitely a full lead one, that one. Then we've got a wild PWM. I don't know where they get these sort of wordings from. So it's a wild WPM. So immediately we got some bounce on it. Bouncing backwards and forwards. Sitting in the middle of the speakers here, I can hear the difference. It's got to travel with it and all. And we've got full portamento with the vibratos. More of a bassy thing. So yeah, you could do a full running bass on the bottom. that's for the chords. It's also able to do chords. So if we do a full portamento, no portamento, interesting. There's a little bit in there. Get down a bit. So it cancels out when you pull the portamento down. That's cool. You could do that as a sort of background for space sound. All the things bouncing back and forwards here, it's pretty cool. With the full chords, hold down. That's nice, that is actually. Nice. Oh, I quite like that one. That's got a nice sound to it. Okay, the next one is a detune village. Interesting. Okay, bit the same. Lots of vibrato in there. It's a heavy vibrato actually. So with the modulation wheel, you can either have heavy or light. Hold it down. It's got a nice bounce to the sound there. Nice. Full portamento, interesting. Interesting. How much is the treble? Quite a lot. That's a good treble, that is. Interesting. Yeah, that's a detune village apparently. Now we're on to another league. This one is a PWM lead, whatever one of those is. Full lead, 70s synth lead. Here, the old chord micro preset volumes there. The modulation. And it's got full chords. Definitely a bit of Vangelis stuff there. Yeah, that's definitely a bit of the Yamaha C80 in there. Well, a little bit of a slide there, not a lot, a little. And a nice bit of decay in the old sound there. Just bounces back. Fantastic. Okay, a brassy lead. Now this is a bit more Blake 7 stuff. Yeah, it's definitely got the slide on it. And of course with the Blake 7 stuff it was like this. So you had all them sliding effects. Whoa, back in the old 70s days. Vangelistos. Okay, now we got something called a punch lead. A punch lead. Okay, we've got bounce. Not a lot of bounce. So resistance is a bit tight on that. So in case like hold that one down, otherwise it stops quite quick. So with that, back to sort of another 70s synth lead there. It's being a lead, so it might have portamento. Got portamento. Got a slide. Lovely slide on it. That shouldn't really work, but if you catch that just 1 second before that, then it'll do the bounce. Full playing along with the old portamento there. Okay, flange filter. Definitely a flange, definitely a flange. Have we got a portamento there? Got a bit of one. Not a full slide, you got a MIDI slide there, I think, medium slide. And we've got a repeater on there, so now the actual modulation wheels turn to a repeater. So you can have it down here, so if you talk, you can play normal and hold it down, then you've got the wah-wah. Or you can take the modulation wheel right to the top and then it goes completely different. And then bring it back down again. Amazing, nice flange that. And it's all bouncing back and forward through these speakers and all, it's just amazing. Mouth lead, interesting. Oh, okay, interesting. So I've got a bit of a full modulation, it's a lead one, so it might not do chords. No chords on there. Playing on that last key. Might just as well do it there instead of it's playing on the last key. Very slow reaction there. And the modulation will bring it up to a bit of Doctor Who TARDIS there, isn't there? That's just using the modulation wheel. Cool. No modulation. A little bit of portamento. A little bit of slide there, a little bit. Take that down a bit. 80s sound. Cool. And then we got a resonant, is it? Resonant cloud. So there's the cloud. It works obviously like a piano. If you hit it hard and let go of it, then the actual glide goes further. Gently. Gives like a popping sound. So you can actually have full control of that. Nice. Let's see what it looks like with the modulation wheel up. Brings up the high ends. So it sort of moots it out a bit. Very tight on that one. I don't think there's a portamento on there either. Not really. Tiny one, very tiny. Okay, so the next one is a Resonance Compo. Could be a 4-chord system. Yep, there's definitely some chords in there. Not too low. And something like that you could bring in the left hand, and you could put something like something on top of that, like let's see, a tremolo. It'd be down here, wouldn't it? So you'd be or here. There you go. That's brought it in. Or smooth. Cloud, probably. And a wah-wah. Or a clave. That's nice. Or we could just get right back to the old synth. Amazing. So yeah, there we go. There's 30 different synthesizers on there that give all the actual sounds which make up the Tyros. I didn't know myself, and I thought it was about time that I actually looked into see what the actual sounds were. So there you go. All good stuff, eh? Hey Ron, how's it going? Just going through all the synthesizer sounds on the Tyros 3, just to see what they will sound like. And some are good, some are a bit strange. Some you need a lot of portamento on. Some you need not so much portamento. And some you need half the portamento. More like the old Yamaha CS 80. had a slide effect, that one did. That's basically what BANDCAMP had. It had about 6 of them, but it took 4 people to lift them because it was that flipping heavy. I mean, they're sold now for £100,000, but the problem is that they go out of tune, and it is a massive thing. But you're okay if you want it in a room that's got no heating, because the thing would heat up the room. They had big valves in. Oh, amazing thing it was. BANDCAMP had about 4 of them. I think he made Blade Runner with it and all. That was very tight together. Absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. So some great sounds on the Tyros. Although the Tyros itself basically is 30-year-old now. But it's still got the great sounds. And as for the organ, well, that's another thing. As soon as you hit on the organ there, I don't know if you can see this, we've changed now to drawbars. So we've got a rotary speed, we've got the vintage speed, we've got the shine, we've got the vibrato, we've got the depth of the vibrato, and we've got all the four draw chords. And what happens here is when you go to this connection, your little sliders here are actually your tabs. you could have presets. So you can go to the presets and then have different organ styles. So that's the classical jazz. Nice gentle swaying of the sound, and then of course the modulation will either fade out or it will jump in and rotate the speaker, and it's fading out that time. So if you went to a US Spidey organ, same again, modulation, just like a swelling bar, that one is, so that's like your feet. Nice. And then we can go to a reggae bar. Yeah, that fades out again. So most of these are set for fade at the moment with modulation. But if we get back to, let's see, if we go to a warm theatre. And we get onto modulation. Yeah, it's a full swell again, full swell. Next one is an organ pop. Lovely bassy sound on that. And we've still got the swell on the modulation wheel. Next one is the rock organ. Nice sound. I've still got the swell on. We can actually change the speed of the rotator and all. And then we can change again. And we can also change back to vintage to a shine. Nice. Take it back again. Go into a soul percussion. Yeah, slide again. That's quite nice. Gospel. So if we change that back, we can go, I think if I go into, we can bring the rotator down. So this is like the rotating speaker. Nice, very nice. It's got that sort of effect. Also, on the top here, we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 layers of different sounds here. So if we go to the next one, we can do the attack volume with the rotary speaker. Or we can bring it to lower. And then we can bring the vibrato stronger. Absolutely amazing. So there's full control over the volume attack of the vibrato. You can have higher, with the actual vibrato, you can actually bring it in louder or softer. And you've also got volume over the rotary speaker. And also you've got the vintage organ that you can bring the volume in and all, which is quite amazing. Going to the last effect. Now these are interesting. We've got chorus depth and we've got chorus reverb. So I could change the reverb system up here, take that right up to cinema, church organ, or basically cathedral. That's got the rotary on there at the moment. So if we took the rotary off and we brought it down to a full orchestra sound, this could be like a church organ. We can also bring the chorus in, take that right to the top to bring full chorus sound. So then you are completely in a church organ, or a cathedral. Really amazing, that effect. That is. I've got my speaker quite low, and I've also got the speaker bass right down. But when you bring that bass up, that really sort of brings it to life again. Someone's sleeping, so obviously I can't do that. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing, the different effects you can get by just looking into them. we go back to the normal one, and then we've got a padded organ. Interesting, never heard of one. Modulation works off the like a swell pedal. So that's not too bad. That's got a quite nice sound to it. And then you got the full organ. This one's the full organ with the full organ chords. And if we bring that one off and take it into the, I don't know where they've gone. P1, PA2, footage, info, view, where are we? Go back to the view. No, not that one. Hang on, go back one, go back one, build one. And then we come back off that one. Where they gone? Okay, I've come back off that. Bring all the back bits, and then hold this one down. That's it. So bring back the rotary again. But also, once you've got your preset, you can actually change the parameters. So you can get first where the preset wants to be, and then you can change the parameters. So really, you can do all you can with the presets, or you can actually change the preset halfway. So we're back into presets, and back into property, come back there. I think if I go to that one, there you go. So we've got two banks of this one. The next one is a string bar. That's interesting. So what you've got here is an organ with a bit of strings on it. And we can also bring in nice, gentle sound, bit of a Latin spin. Nice gentle Latin spin there. So, and then we've got some shady bars. That's nice. Mystery sound. So we go back into that one. You could do a rotary sound on that one and all. That's a lovely rotary sound, that one is. Moving on, put that one off, go on to there. There's lots of combinations you can get into different screens by just changing to the presets or back to exiting on the screen to get back into another sort of channel. So press it twice. That gives you back to, there you go, you're actually going through the folders here. Imitates everything, absolutely amazing. For a 30-year-old keyboard, they've got it spot on. We go back into the presets. Hang on, come back, hold it back down 2 seconds. Oh, go back in again. So it can imitate quite a lot of different organs. Really amazing. If we go back into the footage, I'll try and get that one back again. Come out there, back into organ, into page 2. Here's a ballad organ. And then we've got a rich bars. Trumpet bars. And then you've got a soul bar. That's quite a nice sound. Then we got a clef bars. And then we got the last one here, which is a jazz squabble. They sound about the same, they do, almost. There's a little bit of difference in there. So tonight, what we've done the synthesizer sounds, and we've done all the organ sounds. So hope you enjoyed that one. Okay, let's do some music then. So a little bit of a jazz organ there, and we had a little bit of a bounce on there. A Poplar, that's an interesting one. A Poplar Charleston. Didn't seem like a Charleston because they're normally quite quick. Let's see what speed that was going. That one very quick call actually. Normally they're a bit quicker than that. If this is the real Charleston, it could be something else like that one. Let's see what we got now. It's always good to just pick a random it, see what comes up. Yeah, so that says it was a broken heart, apparently. Pop classic broken heart. So God knows what that could have been. But it went nice with the organ down here, didn't it? Kind of a bopping organ. I should say probably next Sunday we'll play about with the strings on here, because the string section is fantastic on the Tyros. If we go into what are we on? Amazing, absolutely amazing. The sounds on these things are absolutely incredible. What gets me is so many people buy an organ or a keyboard and that can't get on with it, and they'll get rid of it. I mean, if you keep that thing forever, you will find so many different sounds out of it that you'll probably never come across. You know, it's always best to keep these old ones because basically they're going to last for years. Because they're made well. They ain't going to break every minute you look at them. Lovely sound. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Let's have a quick look at the time. Oh my gosh. Okay, well I hope you're all well, and thanks for joining us last night, and I hope that my inspiration of how I do my 432 relax stuff was pretty good with that video I did last night with changing the screens and that. What's that? You have maybe more CD on your Yamaha. Ah, right. Yeah, probably there is a few more, but I think you got quite a few on your Tyros too, though. On Colin, there's quite a few different sounds on there, I must admit. Experiment with them, that's the best bet. Cool. Okay, right, let's see what's in the favourites. That's nice, isn't it? Okay, let's do a bit of House the Violence song then, shall we? There we go. So first of all, we started off with a little bit of the old House of the Rising Sun, and then we went on to a little bit of Into Myself a Beautiful World. That's it, yeah. I had to think about that one. And then the other one was Whispering Grass. So that all fitted nicely onto that rhythm, which is a 60s. No, actually, it's a 6x8 slow rock, and it was on the 6x8 beat. I don't know what all this is, but I'm just reading it. And it's on the 90 beat, so it's just matched them nicely together, those three. So there you go. That's a nice gentle chill out one there. Okay, so coming up to that. So what we'll do now is I will put a little bit of different one on. I like that. Well, let's just find something. Here's a nice one. 130 it should be. Okay, kind of hush with a bit of a country western 8-beat. I could have changed it to the 8-beat ballad, but I decided to stay on there because it was very close to beats, a country beat and a ballad beat, very close together, them two were. And then just basically transposed it up. And it fitted pretty nicely. So, here's a nice one. This is a nice 116 on the 4x4 beats. Another good combination went together with the country and western, which was kind of interesting because ABBA don't normally fit into a country western, but we got it to fit. We got it to fit. We had a bit of a kind of hush on there, and then we had One of Us, and then we also had Sylvia's Mother in there, and also Let Your Love Flow with Riding High. And here's one that's a bit more modern, but it's in a country and western, but it's in a country and western hills. Now, I've never heard of a country and western hill style, but this is kind of interesting. So let's see what happens. That's the hills, is it? Oh, right. Dire Straits fits well. country and western. So, two there. We did a bit of Crackling Rose, and then we did a little bit Dire Straits in there, which is what seems to match pretty well actually. What we're doing actually is taking a rhythm and staying with it, and instead of going to another rhythm to fit that song, I'm just transposing up or down, and then basically just playing that song within that same rhythm. And that's the way that Klaus Wunderlich used to do it. And as I was a teenager, I was born listening to Klaus, because I loved the organ anyway, and I was playing around most of the shows, but even at that time in the pubs and all that. And so basically, I got used to listening to the old thing. So yeah, he used to pick a rhythm, and then all he used to do is transpose up. So you go. So basically, you go up and down the transpose like that. So if you do any melodies, Colin, there, just transpose it up one, and it just hits there perfectly. That's the same way as Klaus used to do it. Okay, it's getting on a bit. We'd better do this one.
There you go then. Thank you very much for the music. Hope you enjoyed that bit. If there's any stars there, chuck a few stars this way. That'd be pretty cool. I can try and put some stars towards the performance then. I think that's how it works. I've never figured it out myself. But it's like a tipping thing, I think. You put some stars there and then basically them stars go towards whatever your performance was. Cool, eh? So we've been through the synthesizers, we've been through all the organ sounds, and we've played a few sounds. Thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And Colin, there you go. It could be a little bit more instruments on the Tyros 3 than the 2. I'm not really sure actually, but you'll have to experiment. You have to go live and show us what sounds you got on there. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if you're in Spain at the moment or you're basically in the UK, but pretty cool, pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. Take care. I'll put this video on later. It's just a pity that I couldn't sort of get the full effect and left. I was trying to put left and right because that's me right hand, which looks like the left, and that's the left hand, which looks like the right. It's the way that they do it. But I tried to flick it like this, and immediately what you do when you flick it straight over, the thing tells you to flick it back because it won't sort of do the videos. I'm yet to figure out how to do that. There must be a way, but I don't know. It's just the way they're doing it. We shall have to see. Probably have to use the back of the camera or something like that. Might have to do it that way. Thinking about it, I could try the back of the camera, but because there's some good lenses on there. But I don't know. It's quite good for seeing what people are saying, and you can't do that when you got the back of the camera. I mean, what other people do is, I suppose what I could probably do is tune this thing in to, I could put this one in, thinking about it, and then I could actually talk to people on this one. But I don't know. Anyway, on BANDCAMP we've got 32 albums with them all. 32 albums, and there's a lot more to come, obviously. Some of my 432 Relax stuff has gone over to Synth licensing. There's a firm down London that does nothing but Synth licensing, matching all the music that would go to films and adverts and stuff like that. So I've given them all the information and they're setting it all up.
because they want it part of their website so they can actually train this AI to actually look for all the stuff that the music supervisors will write in. And funny enough, he did say to me that I'm the only one with 432 relax or 432 styling. So there's a good chance that we stand a good chance. Actually, you've got 140 in there, and I'll just keep banging them down there. Like. So you never know. Okay, getting on a bit. I'm getting tired. Right, take care, guys, and we will see you soon. Bye.